Benedicte, clearly it is an extremely sombre day today in Britain. Talk to us a bit more about how these commemorations are taking place.
So on the 23rd of March 2020, the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced this first nationwide lockdown. He said that the road ahead would be hard, but I think nobody imagined how hard it would be. We had 1,000 deaths on that day, just under 1,000. Now we have 126,000, the worst death toll in Europe. So nobody imagined, I think, also not just the loss of life that was significant, but the significant loss of freedoms, the right to protest, the right to socialize, the right to travel. Very severe restrictions still in place. Indeed, in England and in the British capital where I'm speaking from, we are still in lockdown, although some of the phases of lockdown have started and more are yet to come. So it's a day of remembrance. As you said, 1 minute silence held across the UK with bells of churches, cathedrals tolling, people stopping what they're doing in the road, in train stations, up and down the country. And a moment of remembrance tonight where people are being called to, as you said, stand outside their homes with their phones, a candle, put a candle in their window, or stand on their doorstep with phones, for example, and show that gratitude to the National Health Service that has saved so many lives, also accompanied so many deaths, and all the families that have been touched. There isn't a single person in this country that doesn't have a family member or a friend, somebody they know who has died or who has long COVID.
Perhaps, though, Benedicte, today could also be seen as a day of hope for the United Kingdom. I mean, Britain does have one of the fastest vaccination campaigns in the world, not as fast as Israel that we were hearing about earlier. But talk to us a bit about where the UK is at the moment in that race to get people vaccinated.
Well, as far as the race to get people vaccinated, the United Kingdom is one of the leaders in the world. Almost 28 million people vaccinated. That is, we passed the threshold of half the adult population being vaccinated at the weekend. And indeed, the programme, if it goes according to plan, and so far it has, as far as the vaccination historic massive rollout has been, and that is that all adults in the United Kingdom, anybody aged over 18, will have been vaccinated with at least a first dose by the 31st of July. So the word hope that you use there in your question is absolutely fundamental. Yes, hope that far fewer people will die. That is already a daily reality that we've come to get used to, with daily rates of either new cases infected, people who have died, people who are hospitalized, people in intensive care. And very much a call here at the moment for an urgent public inquiry. Families of some of the bereaved who have not met with the Prime Minister and who are calling for that public inquiry into the handling of the pandemic by the British government. Confinement still here in England, as I said, different restrictions across the other nations that make up the United Kingdom, Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales. But yes, a huge success with that rollout of the vaccination programme, and hope that with the easing of the lockdown, with this success and this hope that the vaccination programme brings, that the economy that has suffered, has been damaged so badly, people losing jobs, companies across the board, whether it's in the hospitality industry, the aviation industry, the retail industry, will so many have closed their doors. Some have a lot of furloughed personnel. Will they be unemployed? They will certainly be a rise in unemployment, but that the economy will be able to start up again. That is the hope here on this day of remembrance.